Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Got another beer from Steamworks, and I think it's a fairly new release, I'm not sure. It's only just really appeared in Beretta in the past week or so. And I was actually told by Martin when I bought the last batch of beers that new stuff was coming in. So yeah, I went down and saw what they had, and had some interesting ones, but this stood out to me. And it's the Steamworks YVR ISA, which I think is an Indian session ale. I know Harry, Blue Nose Beer Reviews, loves the term ISA. But yeah, this is a mile high flavour. I've only had a couple of, like, not even halves of beers tonight, and I'm already slurring words. But yeah, malts are used are premium to... I can't read that. The writing is, yeah, it's all fancy and stuff. So I won't read that one, but it's something 2 Kern 20. Probably butchered that. Links are down below if you want to find out more about the beer. But yeah, and they also use Carapils and Munich. The hops are Galaxy, Orbit, and Nelson Sauvin. And yeah, that's about it really. So it's clocking in at 4.4%. As is the case with Steamworks, absolutely gorgeous steampunk-esque artwork. They really do stand out against other beers when it comes to artwork. And if you like your steampunk sort of stuff, then you're definitely in for a treat with these guys. But yeah, there's a nice little motif on the neck of the bottle, and that is the Steamworks crown. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, the label is like a sticker, but I'm sure they used to actually have it like painted or printed or etched onto the glass itself. But yeah, no matter what, Steamworks always do an absolutely stellar job with their artwork. So yeah, let's get the beer opened and poured. Not too much in terms of barrel smoke. I've had this out of the fridge while I've been doing other reviews, so it's not completely chilled, but it's still got some sense of coldness. Yeah. One day I'm actually going to do a beer review when I'm absolutely wankered, just to see if I can pull it off. I'll probably end up doing a much more concise and informative job at it. But yeah, beer in a glass. Only pouring a little bit because I don't want to pour it all in. I want to try and preserve some because I'm doing a chat tonight, hopefully. Yeah, I've had said that in all the beer reviews that I've done today. So yeah, if it happens, links are down below. But yeah, in the glass, to me it looks like sort of like a Hellas beer with an ever so slight haze to it. Nice clarity, nice amounts of carbonation, not too active but not too slow, and it all pours up to about 1 figure's worth of fluffy, well, ever so off-white head. So yeah, it looks good already. Let's give it a swirl and a sniff. Oh, nice and hoppy. It's nice and hoppy, not too pungent, mellow, but nice and fruity. Oh, it smells absolutely wonderful. I was giving you a sniff for yourself there. But yeah, rancheries through pastels. Ever so slightly tropical. There's a slight grassy sort of dankness there as well, slightly weedy, like marijuana, but not too much. It's more on the like fruitier side. Nice and juicy smelling. Getting like black currants, mango, papaya, pineapple, watermelon, those sorts of flavours. Doesn't really smell bitter. You're not really getting that much for grapefruit or lychee sort of aroma. And then there's like a nice like bready, biscuity edge coming through. Sort of like a malt loaf. Oh, it smells damn good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Gotta say, it's not as hoppy on the palate as it is on the aroma. This sort of reminds me of like a 2 to 3% ABV, like German session IPA, that sort of thing, where the body although it's got a bit more of a heavier body than those. Some of them tend to be on the watery side, as much as I love the German craft scene. When I see German session IPA at like 2 to 3%, warning signs tend to go off. But Crew Republic, their detox session IPA, hopped, and it comes through, got a nice body to it. This, it's got a nice light body. It's nice and crisp, definitely sessionable. ISA, you know, it does what it says on the tin. You get hop character though, don't get me wrong, you do get those hops. Sort of reminds me actually more of like a fruit juice with a slight beer taste on the end. It's not really hoppy, but it's got this sort of natural fruit juice sort of flavour to it, like a mixed fruit juice, like a little bit of orange, apple, that sort of thing. A little bit more bitter. Grapefruit does come through on the bitterness on the palate, I find, with this one. But yeah, if you just wanted a nice sessionable ale to kick back with when it's nice and hot outside, then, you know, you're getting flavour, you're not getting overwhelmed, your palate isn't, you know, going in a frenzy or anything like that. But what is there is nice. It's just, it smells a little bit better than it tastes. But in terms of flavours, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't misconstrue me as saying that this is a badly, you know, brewed beer. I've found that Steamworks are a very consistent brewery. And yeah, this isn't my favourite of theirs, it has to be said. But it's really nice. A little bit more herbally on the palate, a little bit more grassy. I'm getting that like jelly sweet fruitness there as well, like again, Roundtree's fruit pastel. I pick up that a lot. I'm probably missing Roundtree's fruit pastels because you can't really get them here in Germany, which is a shame because I love Roundtree's fruit pastels. It's like when you get like a nice chocolatey malty beer here as well, Maltesers. It reminds me of Maltesers, but it's actually quite hard to get hold of affordable Maltesers here in Germany. So your mind plays tricks on you when you're doing these beer reviews. But yeah, where the fuck did that come from? Yeah, in terms of beer, very solid, very sessionable. I probably should have started my little series of reviews with this one because I've had the Rogue Hazelnut Amber Ale, or the Nectar, Brown Nectar I think it's called, and a Porter. So I probably should have started off with this one, so I'm not going to be too harsh in my rating with this. But in terms of rating, it's an easy out of 10 from me, and I'm definitely going to enjoy the rest of this beer. Really nice job from Steamworks. Definitely my favourite Canadian brewery, even though they're starting brewing here in Germany as well. That doesn't really say much because it's really the only Canadian brewery that I've ever tried and can get my hands on. And I watch people like the Albino Rhino and some of the Canadian brews that he has, because like, if you want to talk about brewery oversaturation, you just need to see what's happening in Canada right now. Going off on a tangent, perfectly normal for me. There's so many breweries popping up, it seems, on a regular basis, and I'm sure that could probably get a bit tiresome because you're going to get a lot of you know, mediocre beers from a lot of these breweries. But yeah, I see his videos and I see some of the beers, like some of the goes that they do, some of these really weird styles, more European styles. You find that, I find, a lot in Canada. And yeah, it just seems like a great place to be, and I want to get hold of more Canadian brews. But Steamworks, they're doing the job for me. I don't think I've ever had a bad one by them, and this is not my favourite, but it's definitely not the weakest that I've tried, and it's still an 8 out of 10 beer, so what more can you say? And we all know that a Clueless drink and nod of approval is more valuable than any gold medal that you could win for your beer. So thank you guys for watching. Check out my Steamworks playlist down below for some more beer reviews. Check out Steamworks as well as information about this beer, so you can find out a little bit more. And yeah, I hope you'll join me for my next beer review. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and more importantly, subscribe, because I implore you to, and I want to reach 100 subscribers. So yeah. talking absolute nonsense now, so I'm going to cut this short. I'm already running over for when the chat should be starting, and yeah, happy days. See you later.